Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm really glad you're here. If you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Today's topic is something deeply personal and surprisingly universal: why you can't stop thinking about someone. Whether it's an ex, a crush, a close friend, or even someone you only knew briefly, we've all had someone occupy our thoughts day after day, sometimes even when we don't want them to. Why does this happen? Is it love? Is it obsession? Is it something deeper? Today, we're going to break it down into 10 powerful, psychological reasons why your mind just won't let go, and by the end of this video, you'll understand yourself a lot better. 1. Emotional bonding that goes deeper than logic. The first reason is emotional bonding. Humans are wired to form attachments. When we experience strong emotional moments with someone, laughter, intimacy, vulnerability, shared experiences, our brains form a bond that isn't easy to break. These emotional ties don't respond to logic or time. They linger. Even if you know the relationship wasn't perfect, or if you've logically accepted it's over, your emotional memory keeps pulling you back. The mind is trying to reconnect to the emotional safety and familiarity that person represented. This is especially powerful if that person made you feel deeply understood or accepted. 2. The pain of unfinished business. One of the strongest reasons someone stays in your head is when the relationship or connection ended without closure. Maybe there were unanswered questions, unresolved feelings, or even a sudden goodbye. Incomplete stories have a way of haunting us. The human brain craves completion. When something ends without warning or reason, we get stuck in mental loops of what could have been, or what went wrong. You replay the moments, try to find clues, imagine different outcomes. It becomes mental noise that won't shut off until you find peace, and that's often the hardest thing to achieve when you didn't get a chance to speak your heart. 3. You're addicted to the dopamine they triggered. Love and infatuation literally change your brain chemistry. When you were around this person, especially in the early stages, your brain released dopamine, the reward chemical. Every message, every touch, every smile lit up the pleasure centers in your mind. This created a feedback loop where you began to crave their presence not just emotionally, but chemically. So when they're gone, your brain is still craving those highs. You feel withdrawal. The thoughts keep returning, not always because you miss the person, but because you miss the feeling they gave you. In this way, you're not just missing them, you're craving your next mental hit of dopamine. 4. You idealize them beyond reality. When we care deeply for someone, we often put them on a pedestal. We remember the best parts, exaggerate the positive memories, and ignore their flaws. This mental image becomes more powerful than the actual person ever was. You're not just thinking about them, you're thinking about the version of them you created. It's easy to get lost in that fantasy because it feels perfect, safe, romantic, and meaningful. But sometimes we have to take a hard look and ask, am I in love with them, or with the idea of them? 5. They met a deep emotional need. This one cuts deep, because sometimes, we're not missing the person. We're missing how they made us feel. Maybe they were the first person who made you feel important. Maybe they validated your worth, supported your dreams, or gave you affection you never received before. When someone fills an emotional void, they become a symbol of safety and comfort. When they're gone, the hole feels unbearable. Your brain keeps thinking about them not because they were perfect, but because they touched something in your soul you didn't know was there. That kind of emotional impact doesn't go away easily. 6. They became part of your routine. Habits shape our lives more than we realize. If someone was a regular part of your day, messaging you every morning, calling at night, hanging out on weekends, their absence creates a gap in your routine. Your brain feels confused. It's like muscle memory. You expect them to be there. So you start to notice everything they're not doing. The empty notifications, the quiet evenings, the silent phone. You're not just missing them, you're grieving the rhythm of your life that revolved around them. And as with any habit, breaking that cycle takes time, effort, and conscious change. 7. The social media trap. Let's be honest. In today's world, moving on is harder than ever thanks to social media. Even if you unfollow or mute them, chances are you still see mutual connections, old posts, or the occasional story that pops up. With every new photo or update, your emotions come flooding back. Just one picture can undo weeks of emotional progress. Social media gives us a front row seat to the life of someone we're trying to forget, and it keeps the emotional wound open. This constant exposure is one of the biggest reasons your mind won't let go, even if your heart is trying to. 8. You're searching for closure within yourself. Sometimes, you keep thinking about someone because you're trying to heal, not from the relationship itself, but from what the relationship represented. You might be trying to understand how you changed, what lessons you learned, or how this experience shaped your identity. The thoughts are less about holding on to them, and more about processing your own story. You're trying to find meaning in the pain, trying to rebuild your sense of self. In this phase, thinking about them is actually part of your healing, not a sign of weakness, but a sign of growth. 9. Projection of your hopes and dreams. It's easy to see someone as the solution to all your life's problems. We project our hopes, our dreams, and even our wounds onto others, especially romantic interests. Maybe you believed they would complete you, save you, make your life better. When that story falls apart, it feels like losing your future, not just your partner. You think about them constantly because you tied your happiness, identity, or sense of purpose to them. It's not easy to let go of that dream. But healing begins when you realize you were always whole on your own. 10. You're still looking for validation. Lastly, one of the deepest reasons you can't stop thinking about someone is because a part of you still wants their validation. You may be asking yourself, did they ever love me? Did they miss me? Was I enough? These questions become inner doubts, and they keep circling in your mind. You think about them because you're trying to get answers that may never come. You're trying to feel worthy again. The truth is, no one else can give you that kind of validation. It has to come from within. But the journey there often begins with asking the hard questions. Closing paragraph. So if you've been stuck in that endless thought loop, thinking about someone every day, wondering why they're still on your mind, know this, it's normal. It's human. But you are not weak for feeling this way. You're just someone who felt deeply, who loved truly, and who is slowly learning to heal. Take your time, show yourself compassion, and trust that one day these thoughts will fade. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more content like this. And always remember, if you can't stop thinking about someone, maybe they're thinking about you too.